An international story that is getting world attention. Hundreds of people have died from heat-related illnesses as extreme heat waves have hit Europe. According to a report from Axios, more than 1,100 people have died in Spain and Portugal, with experts saying the ongoing heat wave could last several weeks. Monday, 2 airports were forced to close when the runways buckled. That's how hot it is. The temperature reached 38.1 degrees Celsius, which is 100.6 degrees Fahrenheit in England. That is hot for that part of the world this time of year. The heat wave also fueled massive wildfires in Spain and France. Thousands were evacuated as fire crews worked to battle the blaze, and 2 people were killed Monday, with Spain's prime minister linking the heat wave to climate change. He said, and I quote, "Climate change kills." To discuss that very subject, Daniel Kreeger, he's the executive director and co-founder of the Association of Climate Change Officers. He's here to discuss it. And Daniel, the first question I have for you is, what does this mean for future summers? It is summer. We expect it to be hot, but this is something different, right?
Yeah, so all of our extremes are getting more extreme. So you're going to see the hot get hotter, and you're going to see those more significant events taking place, unfortunately. Some of that is going to come in the form of heat. Other, it's going to come in the form of more extreme drought, more extreme rainfall, more extreme flood events, more extreme storm systems.
Now, we report regularly on heat waves and wildfires here in the United States, and I just moved from Arizona. There's a lot of wildfires out there. How common is this sort of wildfire that's taking place in Spain and France right now?
Well, we don't hear about that quite as much as we hear in the Southwest United States and California and such, because it's so dry in that part of the world. But when you have this more extreme, when you have a lack of rainfall and then you have that heat, you're going to get the conditions that are ripe for that sort of event to take place. And unfortunately, you're starting to see it. You did see it in Australia last year. And so we are seeing this in places around the world, and it's significant. In fact, some of these wildfire events are so significant, they're creating their own sort of microclimates in and of themselves. It's pretty wild.
Well, I don't want to be glib about it, but I know here in the United States, whenever Arizona's on fire or whenever parts of California are on fire, it's sort of like, well, that happens every year. So what I'm trying to get at is the place that is burning in France and Spain right now. Is that a place where they in Europe are like, well, you know, it's that time of year, something's bound to catch fire, or is this an odd place for a fire to happen?
Yeah, it's interesting. Your point is spot on. There's a normalization that is starting to take place. And so now where people used to say, well, that never happened here, now people are starting to say, oh, well, that's just the norm. And that's kind of the slow boiling frog effect. You're spot on. There are places that haven't had those experiences that are now starting to have them. And in other places of the world, it's becoming more and more routine. Scary.
Now, so should the U.S. be concerned about the rate of scorching temperatures here? I think it reached 106 in Bismarck, North Dakota the other day. Texas is having trouble with its power grid. Again, we're used to summer, we're used to high temperatures, but how scary is this for us as we're experiencing a similar heat wave?
The largest killer amongst the climate events is heat. Heat waves kill extraordinary amounts of people. In the U.S., the largest killer of people was the heat wave in Chicago. And in Europe, it was the last heat wave that hit Paris and London. So we should be concerned about it. We need to have better cooling capabilities, which is going to require us to onboard more air conditioning. We need to have more public cooling. We've got way too much pavement, particularly in our cities. And so we're going to have to just get better at creating an ecosystem in our communities that doesn't exacerbate the heat by putting more structures that retain it in place.
Can we still fix it, or is this is the new normal and we need to adjust and adapt?
We can slow down how bad this is going to be. We're going to need to adapt to this change, and we're going to need to be more resilient to the acute shocks that are coming from this.
All right, that is Daniel Kreeger. He's the executive director and the co-founder of the Association of Climate Change Officers. Thank you for joining us on Early Morning.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Thanks for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.